by Tony Perry. Washington Post, July 9, 2018. San Diego. The Trump administration told a federal judge Monday that the government will not meet Tuesday's deadline for reuniting all the children under the age of 5 who were separated from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border as part of a crackdown on illegal immigration. Justice Department lawyer Sarah Fabian said officials have now identified 102 children in that age group and would return at least 54 of them to their parents by Tuesday. Depending on background checks, the number of young children reunited with their parents by Tuesday could rise to 59, Fabian told U.S. District Judge Dana Sabra in a hearing. Federal officials have been unable to provide precise numbers of separated children and parents to Sabra, who is presiding over a class action lawsuit filed by the American Civil Liberties Union on behalf of the separated families. Lawyers for the government say federal agencies have been unable to locate some parents who were released or deported after being separated from their children. Some are in criminal custody or have criminal records that make them ineligible to immediately claim their children. But at the hearing, officials said they were negotiating and working together to find parents. Most will be released in the United States after being reunited with their children, Fabian said. I am very encouraged about the progress, Sabra said at the hearing. This is real progress. I'm optimistic that many of these families will be reunited tomorrow. Sabra had ordered the government to provide a list of the separated children's names to the ACLU over the weekend. He scheduled another hearing for Tuesday morning. Fabian said the parents and children will be reunited in an undisclosed location administered by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and then released to await immigration proceedings. ICE will take custody and then release the parent and child together, she said. They will not remain in ICE custody. ACLU attorney Lee Gellert said in court that the government had taken significant steps to reunite families but was still in violation of Sabra's court order and should be moving more quickly. I believe that they can still reunite some more individuals by tomorrow, Gellert said during the hearing. We just don't know how much effort the government's made to find the parents. Sabra has also ordered the government to reunite nearly 3,000 children 5 and older with their parents by July 26. The migrant families were separated under the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy on border enforcement. ACLU lawyers said have asked the judge to streamline the time-consuming bureaucratic process required for reuniting families. The government's vetting process includes home visits and fingerprinting every member of a household where a child will be living. Gellert said the government had not agreed to alter its cumbersome reunification process, which immigration authorities say is necessary to ensure that children go to the right families. He said it was also unclear how much effort the government had made to locate parents already released from immigration custody or deported back to their home countries whose children were still in custody. The Justice Department said Monday that the administration had worked tirelessly since the latest court conference Friday toward the shared goal of promptly reunifying families while ensuring the safety of the children. The results of that work have been highly encouraging, and the Department of Justice is eager to present its progress to the court on Monday and to chart a path forward to safely reunifying other families expeditiously, the department said in a statement. Under the administration policy implemented in May, adults who otherwise might have been directed into civil deportation proceedings were instead criminally prosecuted for entering the country illegally. Children were removed from these parents and placed in shelters across the country, sometimes thousands of miles from where the parent was detained. President Trump issued an executive order ending the separations amid mounting political pressure and public outrage. The ACLU and immigrant advocates say the exhaustive screening is meant for unaccompanied minors, typically teenagers, who enter the country alone, not for children who were brought into the country by their parents and then taken away by immigration authorities, who presumably should already be aware of their family connections. On Monday, the federal court in San Diego began trying to curb its immigration caseload by assigning a judge to oversee misdemeanor immigration cases and holding large group hearings. California officials had long resisted mass hearings for illegal border crossing, a practice that is used in other border states. The shift demonstrates the strain that the zero-tolerance policy has put on federal courts, particularly in the nation's most populous state. When zero tolerance took full effect, the immigration caseload in the Southern District of California skyrocketed to 513 in May and 821 in June. In a separate development Monday, immigrant rights groups, law enforcement leaders, and faith groups said they are mobilizing against a measure that would repeal Oregon's sanctuary state law, the Associated Press reported. Members of a newly formed political action group called Oregonians United Against Profiling held news conferences across the state to voice their opposition to the proposed measure. Opponents of the 31-year-old law limiting police coordination on immigration arrests have turned in 105,000 signatures to state elections officials and are waiting to see if Initiative Petition 22 will qualify for the November ballot. The statewide sanctuary law is the oldest in the nation. A battle over its future could put Oregon in the middle of the national immigration debate. Oregon law currently prohibits state agencies from inquiring about a person's immigration status if they haven't committed another crime.